in order to be able to fulfill that particular dream. So in every challenges and obstacles that will come in your life, that you see that the Lord Himself always creating an avenue to deliver you, to save you. Because the Lord has made that save you, say because He loves you, He will save you. If you go to the book of Psalm 91, you will see. He's going to save you from any of those obstacles and anywhere you find yourself, whatever you step into, whatever you do, whatever challenges that come in your path, the Lord is going to save you. But you just have to believe and have faith. You have to trust in the Lord. That is what the message is saying today. Joseph believed that even when the temptation comes from the wife of the king, he stayed the course and he did not fall into that particular temptation. Joseph himself is a dreamer because in the dream, he is not just only a dreamer, but he also interprets the dream, and interprets other people's dream because the Spirit of the Lord is with him. When the Spirit of the Lord is with you, He guides your footsteps, He guides your thoughts, He guides your words and your actions. He grants you access into the will of God and what God's plans and what God is trying to say to you or to anybody else. And you can actually find that if you read in the book of 1 Corinthians in chapter 2, from verse 3 to 16. You can also see that God is going to be with you in a very amazing way because through the Spirit of the Lord, you will have access into things that is not available to ordinary person. That's one thing that is good about the dream. So in your dream, as a gifted dreamer, you have to get encouraged today for you to know that even though you are a dreamer and you have a dream, even though you interpret other people's dream, that it might not happen right now, it might take time. So it requires patience. I referenced before, when I said you should go and look in the book of Galatians in chapter 5, and chapter 5 from verse 22 to 25, you can also see that one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. So you have to be patient. When Joseph was about to die, and then he will know the suffering of the people of Israel. As a slave for 380 years, Joseph did not see it, but he had faith and he believed. So he was able to see the future. He was able to see and know that there will be a deliverance coming upon Israel. And he said, when that time comes, make sure you take my bones with you to the land that the Lord has promised to us. You can go and read in the book of Genesis in chapter 50, in verse 22 to 26. And then you can also read Exodus chapter 13, verse 19, and Joshua 24, verse 32. You can also, when you read them, you can also put that into the context of what we're talking about today, about the promises the Lord has made to Abraham, about what is yet to happen, about the things that Joseph was talking about and referring to, because he saw the deliverance of Israel. Now, coming into the New Testament, as we have shown in where we read in the book of Matthew chapter 1, and we can see in verse 18 to 25 what the Lord said to Joseph about his proposal. If it is not for that dream, Joseph would have divorced his wife. Just like most people, and maybe everybody would have, considering the circumstances that was at the time, seeing your wife or somebody you are about to get married to being pregnant. That is enough to make anybody change his mind. Wouldn't make you change your mind. Would you like to marry somebody that is already carrying a pregnant, that is hidden from you? It wasn't shown to you. You didn't know about it before you agreed to marry this person, and suddenly you see a pregnancy coming up. If it were not for the dream that the Lord used to deliver a message to Joseph, Christ himself would have been raised out of a marriage, out of without being in a family in the way God had planned it. But the Lord intervened to keep the family intact. So through the dream, a marriage is saved. So is your marriage suffering? Is it going through some struggle and challenges that you have now decided that you cannot move on? Have you decided to pray, to ask the Lord to speak to you, to give you a direction and guide you in what you're going to do about it? So it's very important for you to understand that through a dream, God can also save your marriage and save your life, save your family, save your relationship, save you from the shame and the embarrassment that you might be facing. So you need to pray and ask God to be able to help you, to speak to you, because God has given that promise. He has given you that gift to be able to receive a divine message through dream. When the Lord speaks to you in a dream, do you believe? Do you have the faith in order for you to realize that dream? Or are you going to decide to do what the devil is planting in your thoughts, in your mind? What you were thinking, like we said, we read. Joseph was already thinking about divorcing her quietly. So in your struggle, in your challenges, in whatever you're going through, your mind is at war trying to destroy you. That was the intention of the devil. Now, are you going to be able to come above it, to be able to overcome it by listening to God, who is speaking to you in a dream, by trying to guide you, to lead you out of your situation? Or, as a human being, you forgot the dream. Did you ask God to help you to remember the dreams that you have forgotten? You are a human being who is in a dream. That the dream is something that happens at a particular stage, at the REM stage. When the dream, the waking hours, that it is easy for you to forget your dream. So that the ones that you have forgotten, for the Lord to help you to remember them. Or to guide you, to make sure you do what you're supposed to do so that you realize that dream. So that you can be able to overcome that obstacle. Because if you fail to overcome that obstacle, those challenges that is laid in your path, here you will not realize your dream. So it's very important for you to be conscious of that, to be constantly in prayer, to be able to be in the presence of the Lord in order for you to understand, in order for you to remember, in order for you to know what to do what the Lord asks you to do, to be guided by the power of the Holy Spirit into the steps that the Lord wants you to take, in order for you to realize that dream. In absence of that, you will not realize your dream. And you will not say that the Lord has not guided you, that the Lord has not ministered to you, that the Lord has not intervened in your situation. You just forgot what the Lord had told you to do. You just decided to do what you wanted to do. And that is the difference. It makes a very big difference in everything. So that is why you are charged to engage in practices that is going to support you, to lead you, to remember that you have a guide, like a chief that is guided by the light, the beacon light that is on the sea, about the direction of where they are going, about the landmark that they follow because they have no compass. The Lord becomes your compass by ministering to you through dreams.